Hey everybody, welcome to another video unboxing. Today we've got a new figure here. It's a very cool body. This is the VCD-03A. Let's read the reflection there. Fair complexion. This is the white skinned, fair complexion, like a regular skinned, and the wheat skin. There's three different versions of this body. It's 1/6 scale, full figure, platinum silicone, female body. This actually is I've been collecting and got tons of TB League Fison bodies, and also Jado. Is it Jado body? There's another brand I have as well. This is my first time actually buying one of these bodies here, and so what I've seen so far, I've been pretty impressed with the detailing, especially the platinum silicone, because I've got another platinum silicone figure, and I'll show you at the very end. It's a Starman Cami. I did a video of her, and I love the feel. Just a different feel. Feels more premium, I guess, not as sticky. And this one I think is going to be similar to it. So as we open the box, it's kind of interesting. Very nicely, pretty simple, almost similar like a TB League body. It's the clamshell, as you can say, same style of packaging. But looking at the box itself, which is kind of interesting, they've got this printed on the inside. You would think it's like, maybe, wait a minute, is there a flip? Can I open that? It's a different, I'm not so sure what happened there. You can see it's kind of glued inside, so there's no way of taking that out. And you can see it's got a three-dimensional, so with the little front. So very interesting take on the body. We flip it over, kind of see it's a female, fair skin. What I like about this so far about this body is it comes with a lot of different accessories, even though it doesn't have a head sculpt, which is not a big deal. The first thing we look at is the maintenance sheet, I guess, the precautions. Very detailed on this one. I love that it tells you how to repair it if you split it up. You get down there, take some talcum powder, vice versa. Warm so the hair dryer, like most plastic, silicone bodies, to kind of soften up the plastic for it. Put it in. Even the repair you can see on the left kind of gives you more information about any kind of material, the surface skin. To the right, all the different do's and don'ts of how to articulate this figure. Like I said, it's got a metal skeleton. You can see it's definitely pretty diverse in movement. It doesn't say, there's nowhere in here that says how many points of articulation like Fison does in their bodies. So I'm not exactly sure how many points of articulation, but love it. It does come with a white bikini, as you can see here. It's kind of unique. It's not on the figure like usually TB League Fison will put them in there. And I love that they included bracelets and little ankle bracelets, little anklets. Love that. And you can see there's an extra one in there. So I love that they actually put that kind of similar to hide the joints. So that's a big plus. The hands, the natural hands right there. Nice little softness to them. You kind of see they do have little pose. We'll kind of look at the heel version of the foot. Nicely detailed. Kind of a more detailed. You can see the toes a little more detailed than normally the Fison figures, the TB League figures. You kind of see they're almost kind of separated. The toes are almost separated, not molded as one like previous bodies that I have. But yeah, even the detail on the bottom, very nicely done. So very impressed so far with this very cool 1/6 scale body. And there's the flat foot. Again, love how it's just not all molded into one piece. It's kind of almost just like toes. You can see her toes. So very impressed with so far in the sculpt. And here is a pinching hand or grabbing hand, I guess you can say. A different style. Like it. Very simple. Love the different poses, hand poses. And there is also included high heels. So this is a nice plus here as well, compared to the other bodies that I'm more accustomed to, I guess, the more standard that's out there a lot. So very impressed with this body. Like I said, I've seen this similar style body. I won't be surprised it's Starman uses on their Cami figures and other figures, because I'll show you at the end the figure, which I've done a review on. But looking at this, first thing you might notice, it's kind of hard to tell on the camera. Love it. You can see there's even painted veins. You can see the veins in her thighs. Awesome detail. Similar to the other figure I mentioned, Cami, the Starman one I just did recently, unboxing not too long ago last year. Similar, the painted veins in there. Very impressed. Love the sculpt. Very, very nicely sculpted body, almost kind of like Almost got some, you can see the muscular. I love the knees are more pronounced too in sculpt wise compared to some of the Fison TB League bodies. One thing I noticed, this just like the TB Leagues are doing now, they're not putting on the breast, they're not putting the actual nipples or the headlights, what do you call it, whatever. The nipples are not putting those on the breast. Also, the genitalia is just pretty plain Jane, no details in that one. Kind of checking out the articulation. Fairly nice, easy to move up and down. I love the sculpt. You can see the muscle around her knee. The knees seem more sculpted, more nice, more detailed and sculpted. And you kind of move it around. There's definitely some flexibility. This actually, I'm not sure that comparison. This does have pretty similar to the Fison body, the articulation. I see there's some movement in the waist. There is some movement in the waist. Since I'm kind of doing this, I'm kind of being cautious, not doing over posing here to do any rips or just seeing where its limitations are. I'm trying to do as much best as I can. There's some nice elbow. You can see it's a good range in the elbow movement there, the posing. It's a little bit stiff. Definitely stiff. Definitely, there's definitely some movement in the shoulder. Like I said, this is a double pivot, I guess, joint in the shoulder. And so yeah, let's see, kind of the neck. Doesn't look like there's too much articulation whatsoever on this neck unless it's really stiff. So I don't see any. That's kind of a bummer. There's no articulation on the neck because that would be nice to have. And I think the TB League bodies also had that. But yeah, look at the range of movement on this knee is pretty impressive. I think this actually has a lot more range of knee movement than some of the TB League bodies I have that I'm experienced with. So yeah, very nice. She can do us if you want to have her sitting down, you can do that as well. So yeah, I mean, I've got my gloves on, but man, feeling the body is so much smoother and less sticky compared to the TB League bodies I'm so used to. I mean, it's a good quality silicone, medical grade silicones that TB League Fison does on their bodies, and same with I think J-Doll as well. But this platinum definitely is a nicer premium silicone. I love the shoulders back there. You can see there's more detail in there. It's definitely painted body. You can see there is some shades of pink around her shoulder blades there in the back, even on the muscles here. So there is some nice, even on the knees, some little painting on the knees. But there is, I'll show you. I'm trying to get all this dust off, and probably got some hair in there, pieces of hair in there. But yeah, I'm trying to see, you can see the veins painted there. And I think there are some veins in their chest area, which we'll kind of show a little bit later. But yeah, I'm just looking at I'm very impressed with you can definitely see the veins, the painted veins in there on her thighs. Even some more around her belly, and you can kind of see too, there is some veins above her chest there as well. Very impressed. You can see the shoulder blades. There is definitely some nice paint on her body. But there she is, all put together. Putting that bikini top was probably the most hardest part I could do, I'll tell you the truth. Trying to get that string, the string came out of it. Trying to get the way it crisscrosses. There's no directions how to put it on. So and I ended up getting I think it was her right shoulder. What they kind of tell you, if you're not careful enough, you can get it twisted where the arm won't go back into position. So I had to try to get the arm back in position. And it was right there in instructions. So that's to be careful. If you ever get this body, be careful on the limitations of moving the arms. If you get it out of whack, there's a way of trying to get it back. Because I think maybe because it's double jointed. So that was just a pain in the butt. Not only get the top bikini top on, which finally got it on appropriately, but that shoulder getting it off joint where I couldn't even put her arm completely down to her sides, and her elbow forearm was sticking out the other way. I finally got it to the best I could. I mean, that's the only downside. It's kind of rough in some of the movement. It's not as fluid in the shoulder part. But here's all the TB League bodies. Just to kind of do a rough comparison, just side by side, all of them. You kind of see the detail in the middle. There's the VCD, the Verycool body. But yeah, the head sculpt on the middle one, it was the head sculpt on the very right one. that I used to have the head on her, and I just moved it. That's one of my favorite head sculpts out of all my collection, I think, is that one in the middle with the blonde. I don't know, just a very beautiful portrait. But this next one, I'm going to be doing some more 360s and kind of get some close-ups. You can skip through this if you want, but I just want to get some close-ups of some of the accessories and some of the, just more detail, more looking at her, the body itself, the legs here, the knees. I think I'm going to probably end up, which at the time of this video, I'm going to order the natural skin. This is, like I said, this is the fair complexion, or the pale, if you want to see. If it was TB League, it's pale, or they call it fair skinned. Basically white, pale, fair, whatever. It's definitely almost milk, you want to call it. It's very light complexion. I love the detail in the knees. You can see definitely more detail in the knees compared to maybe just the way the muscular, the way the body is sculpted compared to the TB League bodies. But yeah, I'm going to get the natural skin version, and I'll probably do a video, and I'll probably do a side-by-side comparison between her, and also maybe just kind of do a video to kind of see, some of the head sculpts I have, what should be the better for, which skin. Because I'm not exactly sure. I'm assuming the natural skin is going to be maybe similar to what the TB League bodies will be. I'm not sure if it's going to be like the suntan version. I think their wheat may be like the suntan. So maybe the natural, I'll be getting that probably within the next 2 weeks or so, will be similar to, I'm not exactly sure what it's going to be similar to. If it's going to be a little bit in between the pale and the suntan of a TB League body. So, but yeah, more details. But if you stuck around this far, appreciate it. If this video was helpful, don't forget to smash that like button. It helps the algorithm, kind of puts it out. So maybe it get you more opportunity to put some more videos out like this to people looking at maybe just into the 1/6 scale market, and maybe give an idea different bodies out there. So very impressed so far with this body. So again, a top tier body for sure. Oh, one last thing before we go. There's a cami by Starman. The figure that looking at it reminded me of this body. Very cool. I would not be surprised if Starman maybe used the same body as the Verycool body on their figure. I did a review on her. I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to care to look at that product review I did of Cami. Until the next one, take care.